I was so dumb, but I hopped on a plane, almost drove right back to the 541. Shitty U-turn on the freeway, you turn me from a fiend to a way to you fun. I can wait in the sun for a little, but it's been real gray, and tonight it's a nice C1. I can wait in the cold for a while at the...
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. I'm Alex at TSB Pod. He is King at Jeromny. He is Ski at TSB Ski. Go ahead and tweet at one of us, while you can. I'm out here hanging out on Threads now, so I don't know. Are people still on Twitter? Is that still a thing? Prayers to you guys. That's all I'm saying. I wish you all the best. You peasants still roaming Twitter. You know, it's fine.
Yeah, you and Zuck over there just threading it up.
For real, the only reason I signed up for an account is because it's through Instagram, and Instagram's basically the only social media I use. And they made it really easy. Like, basically, you just click a button, and it's like, oh, yeah, do you want to just move everything over from this account to this one? Okay, cool. Do you want to follow all the same people? Yeah, all right, cool. Do you want them to follow you, too? All right, sweet. We'll ask them if they sign up.
Then what's the point if it's essentially just Instagram?
Oh no, it's Twitter. It's a Twitter replacement. That's what they're trying to do.
So it's racist. That's great.
Yeah. No, I don't think that part's there yet.
It will be. So.
It's there.
It
sure,
will be. It will.
Literally, you were just a white guy with a hood over your head. So yes, it'll be there soon.
I don't understand why you're putting me into a corner. Like, why are you being racist against white guys?
I just thought you were really leaning into the Threads aesthetic.
Man, you cannot win on social media nowadays.
You cannot.
It's rough.
No.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just not be on it. I don't know.
It's better for our mental health to never be on it.
Sure is.
Ski has the best grasp on social media, where he lets his girlfriend and his mom post pictures of him, and every once in a while he'll hop on Twitter and be like, "The Red Sox smell like farts." And that's it.
I'm covered. My mom's got. She's.
Hang on.
Oh, unless.
Hang on.
I don't really do.
Hey, Ski, stop. Say that again. We were glitching like crazy. You started saying something about your mom on Facebook, and then it just started going crazy. Say it again. What'd you just say? Because I didn't hear any of it.
Are we good? Oh, all right. I said my mom has Facebook covered because she's old, and my girlfriend has Twitter covered. So I don't need to do anything ever unless if someone asks me, then I respond and will engage. But yeah, I don't.
The only time you do anything on Twitter is like when I ask you to retweet something. That's like all you do.
Pretty much.
Or if somebody comments on a movie we watched. That's it.
That'll get me that engagement for sure if you bring up a movie take for sure.
Here's my question for you, because you have social media accounts on all of the things. Do you actually go on them? Or are you just like lurking?
I don't have Instagram.
I'm pretty sure you do.
I don't think I do. If I do, I don't have a sign-in anymore. I did get one of those Blue Sky accounts, so I did sign up for that just in case Twitter eventually gets nuked into oblivion.
Now that was the first one, right? That was the first big Twitter replacement, right? That was like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's been going for a bit, yeah. But it's still, I'm pretty sure it's still by invite only. So it.
And that's the one where you send out skeets, not tweets. You send out.
Is it skeets?
It's perfect.
I believe they call them skeets.
It's made for
That'd be
you.
hilarious if they do.
It's made for you,
It
man.
is.
So it's invitation. It's like the original Facebook. You have to have a university email to be able to be on it.
It's
and
something
then you gotta bend over to the front and touch your toes.
Yep.
I think that was in Social Network.
Yeah, it was. But I think it's someone that has a Blue Sky account gets 2 codes a week or something like that to give to other people. So
that's very exclusive. That
and what can I say?
That in and of itself is attractive to me.
I know you and your 1% ass over there.
Exactly. I am part of the 1%. I want to be on Blue Sky. Ski, can I get an invitation? Sounds perfect. Let's see. Braga on Threads, King on Eugene Reddit, Ski what you want. Ski's on Blue Sky.
I'd be on Next Door if anything.
that was from Booble in the chat. You're definitely a Next Door guy for sure.
I would be. That'd be because that seems the most entertaining of them all.
Oh man. All right. By the way, the movie this week on Sunday, it's still Patriotic Movie Month. It is Rocky IV. If you ever wanted to watch a movie where one guy single-handedly fixes United States and Russia relations, Rocky IV is your picture.
If I can change.
You can change. We all can change.
I see all you with an attitude about me when I got here. If I could change.
And who would have thought I would not have been the one to pick this movie,
Amazing.
too?
I know.
Well, it just boils down to that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm...
You're so close.
Saddled with debt and living amongst racists.
Crippling debt and...
Yeah.
I mean, we're fine. We're white.
Sea to shining sea.
We're white males. Like, everything's built for us. We're good. I just sipped some champagne. Excuse me. So, where should we start with sports? Do we want to start with sports? Do you guys watch the Home Run Derby?
No.
Okay.
I watched some of it. Couple matchups, but it's too fucking long.
I watched highlights. I nailed it. Yeah. Is it too long? Because it's
like 2.5 hours long.
Can it ever be too long?
I don't know. Some say there is a length that hits, and it's too long. So yes.
I'm just asking. Streets are asking.
Yeah. Did you pull that out of the issue box? Oh, we do have an issue box. Are there any issues in the issue box?
We'll find out.
Stay tuned. Tell your friends. No, but because there's an argument that it is the best all-star festivity.
It definitely is. They've just expanded. They've gone overboard with it now, because now every batter gets 2 minutes, right? And then it was like, all right, if you hit 2 home runs over, 440 or 460, whatever the fuck it is, you get 30 extra seconds. And now they're just like, you get 30, everyone just gets 30 extra seconds anyway. So why not just make it 2.5 minutes long of hitting instead of just giving everyone bonus 30 seconds on top of potentially another bonus 30 seconds?
Do they get bonus time for hitting it in the second deck or something like that? Is that a thing? What do they get?
It's only distance. Just distance.
Distance, okay.
Yeah. But you got to hit 2 balls over a certain distance to get the.
That's like a made up number 2, though.
Oh.
Like the exit velocity and where a ball lands
launch angle.
being a specific foot distance from where he hit it from is completely made up. It's
all math. It's all math.
Sure.
Launch angle.
Yeah.
Multiplied by exit velocity. Divided by how fast pitch is coming in, get you a distance somehow.
Can we just?
Yes, please.
This is great. Talks about exit velo and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw something online today where they were like, "Oh my god, the stat nerds are gonna make player X, Y, and Z sound super lame," and swing graphs on Twitter, which has a big following, an enormous following. Followed that up by going, Ellie De La Cruz is an exciting player, but he has a very big problem. His attack angle is the second lowest in MLB, only behind Eric Hosmer. This is costing him a whopping 81 points of lowercase XW capital OBA lowercase CON. So unfortunate because with his above average capital letters VWA, he could easily be one of the top quartile hitters today.
Quartile?
Quartile.
You know, you had me until quartile. I knew every single one of those acronyms, but quartile, you lost me.
Quartile is a great fucking word, by the way.
Man, that's a different language.
Lowercase XW, capital OBA, lowercase CON. Baseball nerds, get the fuck out of here. Get out. Leave my life forever.
And
what? How do you even say that?
Do you know
it's not even a sexual
acronym. He's 81 points below Excu Obacombe. Like what? Obacombe? Like, how do you say that? Asa Obako? It's so weird.
So say the acronym again.
It is lowercase XW, capital letters, OBA, lowercase CON. Kasa Oba.
That's algebra, my guy. I'm out. And for that reason, I'm out. Ski, do you know what that is, Ski? You heard it.
No, I assume it's something of exit velocity to like average extra base hit, shit OBA, like that. The contact. I don't know. It's some bullshit.
OBA being capitalized has to mean something. That's
no, but it's. And the problem with baseball is now there's so many of these nerds that are like in big positions for teams that will like examine.
Excuse me. Yeah. I think you'll find the exit velocity on the XYZ.
Obi-Wan. Don't mind me.
Booble says, if you're worse than Eric Hosmer at anything in 2023, can you be a good player?
No.
I guess he's terrible.
Yeah, but to King's point there, yes, Eric Hosmer is terrible. I will say that. That's a fact.
Is he a Cub?
I mean, no, where he was.
Is he was alive?
He's alive for sure, and he's cashing.
He might be a Cub.
He might be, but Ellie De La Cruz, I'm pretty sure has like 4 of the top 5 hardest hit baseballs in the major leagues this year, and he's only been up for like a month.
Eric Hosmer is a free agent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry.
Yeah. So like I said, it's these dumb nerd stats where someone's going to be like, "Oh, Elliot De La Cruz isn't worth signing a big contract to for your team because of this stupid stat." And that's what's then I fucking blame you. And I blame fucking Billy Bean. They've ruined fucking baseball. You and your fucking A's. They should just get rid of the team instead of moving to Vegas because they have ruined baseball with these stupid sabermetric bullshit stats.
I blame Jonah Hill.
A lot of people are blaming Jonah Hill the last week or so.
Ooh, what did he do? Oh, that's right. See,
those are just his boundaries, bro.
This right here. This is Ski getting news from his girlfriend from Twitter. That is exactly what just happened.
No, see, this is what happens when you just kind of jump on Twitter a couple times a day just to see what the current news in the world is about, because I'm not reading a newspaper or watching the news, so I got to get it somehow.
I call bullshit. This is Ski sitting next to his girlfriend on the couch while she is on Twitter, and she goes, "Wow, look at this bullshit about Jonah Hill." And Ski's like, "Oh, that's very interesting."
Sure, I don't agree with him whatsoever.
And then he regurgitates it on the podcast.
Yep.
See, nailed it.
No, but back to the home run derby.
So the derby, yeah, I was going to say, so you saw highlights at least.
Is it a derby or a derby?
Definitely a derby.
We're fucking Americans here. It's a fucking derby.
I'm just checking.
Yes, all right.
Harry Kane was on Hot Ones this week. Did you see that?
I saw that.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, wait, is this barbecue?" And the guy's like, "Well, I mean, it's red sauce, maybe." We don't have a lot of flavor.
Everything had like a barbecue taste.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Brits have something just called fucking brown sauce. So anything not just brown sauce is I'm just thrown into barbecue sauce.
Have you seen what a traditional English breakfast is?
Yes, it's disgusting.
Seriously, like
It's
amazing.
like a cold slice of ham, some like brown sugared beans.
No, and
just
like a
it gets
tomato
worse from there.
Like just
and a tomato,
a cold
and like
tomato. Like
oh, you're missing some good. It's got mushrooms.
Mushroom. Oh, well,
But see, they have weird beans. They're like it's like a ketchup based bean instead of like that brown, like our good brown sugary beans. Then they have bangers. Gotta have some bangers in there. And blood sausages.
The blood sausage is the just.
I think that has to be in there, and then some fried eggs.
Fucking foul.
I'm really curious if that's good though.
No,
like the blood sausage.
The blood sausage is good. Yeah.
No, we can't.
I've had it from like in Filipino food. Their blood sausage. I've never had British ones, but
well, I will trust the people with melanin making it more than the Brits.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yes.
And just to like expound on this point, like when people want to travel internationally and they want to go to like England, I'm like, why? The weather stinks. The food is fucking atrocious.
And you
gotta watch
fish and chips.
It's gross. Ugh, that whole thing, that whole traveling thing, I don't understand it, man.
I definitely want to go there, but I see your point too, because what do they have food wise that they offer? So you already said it. Like fish and chips is their thing, and then they live
next to the ocean.
And then they have lager. Like lager is their thing. It's like
warm lager.
Gross.
Warm lager.
Gross.
Or room temp lager.
Gross. No, thank you. No,
give me
thank
a pint
you.
of bitter, mate. Fucking pint of bitter.
Yeah, a pint of bitter. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
Well, the crazy thing is, you can also take a train under the canal there, and you could be in France, in Spain in like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Why would you go there?
Completely superior countries.
Yeah, why would you go there?
Without question.
Soccer's everywhere. That you're just gonna have to deal with that bullshit. But at least go have some warm weather and good food.
You cross the channel or whatever that is. Yeah. You're every single country on the other side of that's better. Every
way
single
better.
one of them. Hey. And by the way, I say this as somebody who would like to go to London one day just to visit it. There are places on the other side of that water that there are like 5 or 6 places I want to go first. Anyway,
so every year, pretty much.
So the Derby.
So I watched the first rounds. So the 4 matchups, entertaining. J-Rod hit a shit ton of bombs. Mookie Betts, for some reason, was in it, weighing like 120 pounds. I could barely hit one out.
Specifically, J-Rod hit 41.
Yeah. I love it. I hit a few. That's 41.
Yeah,
like a record. The record.
Yeah. by a lot.
Yeah, 2001 Mariners there. They'll break records and then just get trounced in the second round.
Which is exactly what happened. But to your point about Mookie, too, like opposite end of the spectrum, dude hits 11. Like, why was he there?
Because he's like tied for third in the bigs and bombs.
He's a big name, but yeah, he's not a home run derby contest guy.
Like Adley Rutschman, those kind of guys are the perfect guys for the derby. Younger guys trying to make a bigger name themselves, hitting bombs from both sides of the plate in the derby. I mean, that's cool.
His gimmick work was phenomenal. Like having his dad pitching to him, switching sides like in the middle of the round, fantastic. And then
they always cut to his mom, and I think
and then he lost anyways.
Yeah. How many guys do you think in the next like week or so are going to adjust mid coitus and be like pulling an Adley Rutschman? Here's the Rutschman, baby. Pull out. They go,
get to
the same thing, but it's just a little different angle. The swing angle's a little different.
And she's just laying there like that's exactly the same. You for some reason you stopped and danced. Nothing has changed.
He's got different launch angles from the right and the left side.
Exactly.
So maybe
that velo is different from the left.
Exactly.
Is that an enter velocity? Is that what that is?
Oh,
it's definitely on exit.
Jesus Christ.
No, but again, it's 2.5 hours long.
Also, babe, who the fuck is Adley Rutschman?
Well,
why did you stop, mention some random guy's name, and then start again?
He got some good lettuce going. I like that, even though he's a fucking Beaver guy. Respect him; he's a good player.
He is, and again, really cool. Because if he hit a lot of home runs in that round too.
He kind of feels like Jeremy Burnett. He was swinging out of his shoes every pitch, which is obviously the coolest way to hit a bomb. Swing as hard as you can.
It was cool watching Julio get in his rhythm because it was so fast, man. Like it's like swing, step back, swing, step back, swing, and everything was a home run, man.
So, because like I said, I didn't really watch it. I actually didn't watch any highlights beyond like a 2-minute Sports Center clip. But because everything is so like intertwined now, when someone hit a big bomb, who was announcing it? Do you know?
Like Carl Ravitch.
Was it Perez?
Yeah.
It was Ravi and Perez. Did one of them go back? Like, oh, it's an Oppenheimer.
No,
like,
you know what?
And then they show the Oppenheimer, like,
This was not sponsored by.
It was not sponsored. Okay, all right. Just asking because everything is so again, marketing within marketing.
Again, I only watched highlights, and I can say that Carl Ravitch he hit that one to Olympia way too many times.
Oh, yes,
Jesus!
Got it.
No, that's the Anacortes.
My guy, pick a different line. He did mix up.
Yeah,
he mixed up the cities too. He's like, he hit that one to Tacoma. All right,
Pullman.
We got it.
Yeah. But
just copy Berman. Just say back over and over again.
No,
that's
the worst. No, but so since you guys did not actually watch it, you missed one of the best things I've seen in sports in a long time. So Vladdy Jr. was a part of it, right? His teammate Bo Bichette was there as well, hanging out, on the apron, what all the other guys do. And they gave him a microphone and was trying to have him be like an on-field kind of, player reporter for a bit. He doesn't speak Spanish, and almost everyone there speaks Spanish. So it got real awkward where he just, Perez would have to, translate what that person's actually saying because he has no clue what people are saying. There were 3 non-Spanish speaking guys in the Derby, 3 of 8. So, and you get the whitest guy ever might as well have had Ohtani be out there with it.
Yeah.
The same level of non-understanding.
That was like a really good idea they had on paper going into it. But at some point you got to realize there's only 3 English speaking people there and you got to pull an audible. Like, dude, literally anything else. That's amazing. Or go the other way. Just give it to a Spanish-speaking dude and just have him interview everybody, and be like, you know what? Screw it. This is Spanish language now. Deal with it. And then Perez could translate whatever he felt like translating on the actual broadcast.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it was rough to watch. It's like, why are you here, fucking long hair white guy? You offer nothing. He's not even entertaining when he talks. Yeah. So you guys missed that. That was the highlight of the Derby for me.
Was that one of the 2 hours?
2.5 hours.
Him fumbling through that. That is too long. I don't think I'd sit through that. I think I did it right. Just watching some YouTube highlights. That was 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I recorded it and saw that it was 2 hours and 37 minutes and went on to YouTube, and then I really didn't get to YouTube to watch it.
If we're not watching Saving Private Ryan, we're not watching the full home run derby.
Well, and of course, I'm sure those highlights, I hope you guys saw that kid just get absolutely murdered in the outfield.
Murdered. Yeah, I did see that, yes.
I didn't see that.
I would love to know the release those kids' parents have to sign.
Oh, yeah, it has to be the most.
You're going to have facial and oral surgery, but whatever. You're on ESPN.
It has to be the most airtight fucking sign contracts.
They hit the ball so hard. Those guys, That shit eats up professionals sometimes.
Yeah.
Like once a night, a professional gets eaten up on one of those balls. No way, little 11-year-old Billy from, just
They some like the Boys and Girls Club of Seattle out there.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, but so one kid might be dead. There was another kid trying to rob bomb like every time someone hit it close, which I respected.
I'm trying to find a video. How did the kid get hit? Was it just like a ball hitting him or collision?
Fucking a liner that hits right off like the top of his head. He just whiffs on.
He had flips on?
He whiffed on. He stuck his glove up, didn't touch it, hits him in the fucking head.
That's amazing. I thought you said he had like the flip-on sunglasses on, and he got hit in the head, and they just flew into the air.
All right, guys, it's transition time.
Ready for the issue box? Let's go.
Ready for the issue box.
All right, what are we gonna solve?
How does systemic racism, the solution, always come?
Again,
Jesus Christ.
We did that. Not only have we done that already on the podcast, we did it earlier in this podcast.
Well, oh my God, this one isn't solving racism. Who do you pick? The Renaissance tour or the Eras tour? It's just on the list, baby.
I don't know what that is.
What's the second tour?
Eras tour? That is Taylor Swift.
Oh, all right.
It's
so
Beyonce versus Taylor Swift concurrent tours.
Mm-hmm.
I will be going Taylor Swift.
Racist.
Is Jay-Z a part of Beyonce's tour?
Does it matter at this point?
If you say yes, then I'm not picking her. So,
well, he's not.
All right, then I'll take Beyonce.
Oh, you're wrong.
You are wrong. You're very
wrong.
If
Jay-Z is not there, I will get. I'm in.
Count that one for the white people. The Eras tour.
Sorry, man.
Not solving systemic racism on that one.
Did we not just do that? No,
because T Sizzle is gonna beat Beyonce by leaps and bounds.
I look at that as equal opportunity. I mean,
well, sure, okay. Well, I mean, the Supreme Court kind of does not agree with that. So,
I mean, I did see on Twitter, one of my few times on Twitter, that apparently Taylor Swift is a better dancer than Michael Jackson. So, I guess it makes sense that tour would be better.
You know what?
So, right.
You know what? Our list today is overrated baseball players. Let's say it. Overrated dancer, Michael Jackson. The guy had 2 dance moves.
And he cheated on one of them.
That's right. The moonwalk, and then he had the leg kick, and then he grabbed his crotch. Those aren't dance moves. I can do that right now. I can do 2 of those right now sitting down.
I'd love to see you do the moonwalk.
No, that's the one I can't do.
Very convenient, sir.
I'll do the leg kick and grab my crotch during this podcast the whole time, man.
Did Michael Jackson steal the leg kick from Elvis? People are asking. Watch out now. Yeah.
Speaking of solving systemic racism.
Elvis. I mean, that's...
Oh, man.
Boy, that man had original music.
Uh-huh. Like, one of those had to be original. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tom Hanks wrote one of the songs, right? Isn't that a thing? Yeah.
Have you guys watched that movie?
No.
I just love that. I love how in the trailer is like 2 minutes long, and 47 seconds of it is him listening to a song and someone going, "He's white," and then he's like, it just the camera pans on him. He's white. That's the whole trailer.
I mean, that sums up Elvis pretty good. There.
Oh, it totally does. It totally does. Yes.
That's pretty much it.
He's white.
It's pretty much, do you want like blues music and dancing, but not from black people? Here's your guy, Elvis Presley, right here. There you go.
He's white.
Like the Holy Grail back then. Yeah.
He's white.
He's white.
Okay, we're done with Derby. Let's see. We talked about Harry Kane on Hot Ones.
We got 28 minutes left.
Yep. The Jets, they're on Hard Knocks.
Don't care.
Are we going to watch it?
Nope.
I will. I want to see Aaron talk about his COVID toe. I want to see
He ain't talking
him
about it.
be antisocial with everybody who tries to talk to him.
Who's their
He's
coach?
gonna
Saleh?
Yeah, Robert Saleh.
Is he entertaining? Is he an entertaining person?
Not really.
No, he's one of those like on the field jump around and yell guys, but in an interview he's boring as shit.
Yeah. See, then to me, the coaches make the Hard Knock. Like Dan Campbell last year's entertaining guy to see.
Why are they
Rex
not having,
Ryan? When he's there,
why are
fantastic.
they not having the Dolphins on?
So they didn't want it.
They were too good.
All I want to watch is
And they were too good. Yeah.
They were too good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All I want to watch is McDaniel talk. Period. Like period.
Have you guys watched The Quarterback on Netflix at all?
I haven't started yet.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm
so good.
just beating off to Mahomes there.
No. I'm only 3 episodes in. Cousins is lame.
Oh.
Mahomes might be a better shit talker than a thrower of the football.
Love it.
That guy loves to look at defensive players and call them stupid motherfuckers.
Love it.
And be like, fuck you, I'm here, I'm him, that's what I do, blah, blah, blah. And I think Mariota is going to admit that he quit on the Falcons. I think. I could be wrong. I think he's going to admit that.
Like it's leading to that?
I kind of think so. I kind of get the feeling.
How many episodes?
But even though I say like Kirk Cousins is boring.
Eight, I think.
They're all, it's good so far. Like I said, I've only watched 3, but it is pretty good so far. Well, even Kirk Cousins is like, it's weird to be like, oh my God, that guy's like made $700 million in his life. Look how cool his house is with secret rooms that are full of jerseys and blah, 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 blah.
I'm going to pull this just off the top of my dome. I wouldn't be surprised if Kirk Cousins is one of the top 3 all-time paid football players.
Would not shock me.
He's got just absurd contracts for being.
Well, yeah, because he just did like. Yeah, he was always like, what do they call it? Franchise tag for like 3 straight years. Big Minnesota contract.
Yep. Yeah, look that up. But I think it's a great concept to a show. And they got, the younger kind of, like I said, shit-talking Mahomes, the kind of quiet guy trying to still stay in the league in Mariota, and then let's just say the white quarterback, religious-y quarterback. They kind of check all the boxes off there.
Yes. You can already see the formula. So, like, there's going to be a season 2, and it'll kind of be the same formula. Like,
all right, let's do it right now.
Josh Allen, Derek Carr, and Jameis Winston type thing.
Jameis Winston. I like how that's the guy trying to hit it. That guy trying to stay. Well, Derek Carr could be all 3 almost at the same time.
All right, I found it. Kirk Cousins is currently 11th all time. He is right in front of Alex Smith, the 12th highest paid NFL player of all time. And then it goes. I'll just
only costing the use of the leg. So
I know. I'll run down the top 10 real quick. So 10 is Russell Wilson, 9 Phillip Rivers, 8 Peyton Manning, 7 Eli Manning by like $4 million, 6 Ben Roethlisberger, 5 Matt Ryan, 4 Drew Brees, 3 Matt Stafford, 2 Aaron Rodgers, 1 Tom
Brady.
Yep. 23 seasons. I mean, makes sense.
Yeah. I'm sure. Rivers needs that money because I saw he's got his 10th kid on the way. So
80 children. Yeah.
He needed to make all that money.
Erica saw someone had their 10th child today. How do you feel about that?
Why the fuck would you want that many children?
Well, they're rich, but
and Jesus. Yeah. I think Jesus wants them to have that many kids.
No.
What if Jesus told you to have a 10th kid? Oh, she doesn't believe in Jesus.
Not a big God household.
Apparently not.
How are you going to solve all those issues without God in your house?
True. It's true.
Yeah. You ever think of that? Apparently not.
I'm Native American. I believe in Mother Earth.
Well, it's like that song lyric, It's like, I got issues, you got them too. Yeah. Give them all to me, and I'll give mine to you. So just pass off all the issues onto you. You can take them all.
Makes sense. Yeah. Let's see. I was going to talk about Josh Jacobs. I don't think I actually care though.
Who?
The running back for the Raiders. Yeah, I don't really care.
Speaking of the Raiders.
I changed my mind. Okay, maybe I didn't.
Speaking of the Raiders. I was just down in Vegas, and it is so fucking funny to see all the casinos and everything be like, this is Raider country, our town, the silver and black. And I'm like, you realize you're like the sixth town they've played in 30 years. I mean, they bounce back and forth, so it's kind of cheating. It's 3, but like, oh yeah, you're Raider country. Okay, all right, okay, you're not
the worst.
Like, are there like banners and stuff like
all the casinos?
Yeah,
every casino within like 3 miles of Allegiant has. I'm not saying that it's draped completely in Raiders gear, but everything between Allegiant and T-Mobile has some sort of Raider thing on the outside and some on the inside. Like, welcome to Raider country. This is our town, silver and black.
No Golden Knight stuff,
right?
No. Well, and can I just say something? T-Mobile Arena, where the Golden Knights play, it's like 5 years old, 6 years old. That is one of the ugliest buildings I've ever seen. It is gross. And I know they're going for like the golden, night thing in gaudy Vegas. It is ugly. The gold is atrocious. And just speaking about the Knights, I went to a couple gift shops because they had, because they won the Stanley Cup, and they had the jerseys out with the Stanley Cup or Stanley Cup champion patch on it. The gold, it's itchy. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I don't even know, but it's not comfortable. Like, there's no way you could wear that without a shirt underneath it. It is the grossest aesthetic, from the arena to the sweaters, as they say in the business. Just gross. Just nasty.
So you're telling me one of the grossest cities in the middle of a desert has a hockey team that is the grossest hockey team?
Just nasty. Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm going to feel it the first time. And then so I had to feel it every time I went by to a shop. It's like, oh. They're all the same. It's not like one is the cheap version. They're just all itchy and ugly as fuck.
Wow. I can see that.
Weird they're claiming Raiders so hard. I guess it makes sense though.
No, but like one of the weird. So I was walking through Mandalay Bay, and that's where the Aces play. The Aces play.
Yeah.
And you go past where their arena is. It's way far to the left. And it just has this sign that it's an underground tunnel to get to Allegiant Stadium. And I'm like, that is still like 2 miles away. Like, what in the fuck? I just know people coming.
Is that Elon's tunnel?
No, it's just a walking tunnel. It's just a walking tunnel. And maybe there is some sort of, I don't know. But it just said like tunnel to Allegiant Stadium. And you look down it, and it very much looks like a cavernous walking stadium, like tunnel. It's just, it was odd.
That sounds like literally hell on earth.
But you can't, that's a weird thing about Allegiant Stadium is, because I was kind of looking, I don't know how you get there unless you take, obviously, like an Uber or a shuttle, but like foot traffic, I think you just kind of have to go underneath like the city and just walk for 45 minutes.
Yeah, that shit.
Because it's totally like it's on the wrong side of the strip, and there's just the freeway and the strip, and it's weird. It's weird. And like T-Mobile right there. It is right there. But yeah, Allegiant is very out of the way for looking close.
Like underground 2-mile walking tunnel, and it's got to be like 300 degrees in there.
Yeah, nothing could go wrong in those tunnels.
Honestly,
right?
Like in Vegas, that sounds like the worst idea ever.
Well, and that was the fun, like, because you're talking like 300 degrees. That was a funny thing about Vegas is you could be in the same casino, and you could be walking for 5 minutes, and it's AC'd up. And then you just walk into an area where they vault the ceilings, and it's just windows, 100 miles up, and all of a sudden it is 120 degrees of sun just crushing you.
You're baking.
And then you walk for 2 minutes, and then you're in the AC again. What is the fact that Vegas pulled that whole thing off, just being Vegas, is insane.
Yeah, it is wild. The underrated part about Vegas, maybe not underrated, under talked about part about Vegas is the amount of walking you do.
Oh, it is such a non-walkable town. And like when I booked our hotel, I knew the wedding, long story short, I went to a wedding in Vegas this weekend. I knew the wedding venue was.
Can we say whose it was?
If you want to.
Big ups to Gummy. That's rad.
Big ups to Sean. Yeah, absolutely. Congrats to Sean and April. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
I knew the wedding venue was like 8 miles away. I thought the Friday night bottle service bar was like the south end of the strip. So I was like, okay, we'll look there. And I was wrong. It was on Fremont Street and way far away from where we stayed. And oops, my bad. And like the funny thing, I don't want to turn this into like a tourism bureau thing, but the funniest thing about Vegas is liquor stores and dispensaries have to be like 1.25 miles off the strip. They cannot be any closer. And like I said, the roads can make 1.25 miles be 3 miles each direction. So one night I was like, fuck, we keep going down to the market, and here's, in the casino, here's the grift. You buy 2 beers. It could be a 12-ounce seltzer or a 20-ounce, 9.5 IPA. And if you buy the 2 drinks, you get a free shot. That's the gimmick. And it's like $24 to do that. Or I was like, I'm just going to go to a liquor store. And I Google it, Lyft. And they know what you're doing, so they surge charge you. It's like $75 to go round. And I was like, and I just know that the liquor at the liquor store is going to be, for like a fifth of Tito's might be like $70 as well. So do I really want to?
Who surcharges you? The Uber driver?
Lyft. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they know what you're doing. Because they know what you're doing.
That's a grift, yo. That's like
100%.
That's collusion.
It was more expensive than going to the airport, going to Fremont Street, going to the MGM. Like it was that both times I looked, once was a dispensary and once was a liquor store, and it was so much more expensive. And I was like, well, I'm not going to spend this. I will just miserably walk down to the market and buy way too expensive.
Why don't you just fool them and say like, oh, I'm going to a restaurant that's,
because they
2 minute, they still do it anyway.
They still do it anyway. If you're in that strip, because they put them all in a strip mall. And so, yeah. The funniest thing is the first night we're there, we're going down to Fremont Street for an open bottle thing, a bottle service thing. And holy shit, that is an expensive endeavor. Holy hell. But we look up, dispensary, and we go in, and there's all these levels of security. It is not like one in Oregon, California, or Washington, where it's like, hey, man, indica sativa. It's like gun in your face. What the fuck do you want? Go through these certain levels. And so we go in and be like, well, okay, you can buy 1 pen for $50 or 2 for $60. And I'm like, well, we can't get the pens on the plane because that is technically illegal. So we'll just do 1 for $50, even though obviously 2 for $60 is a much better. Get it. Look at it. Don't really realize it that night, but the next day we look at it and we're like, this pen doesn't have like the unscrapable or any sort of marking that it's marijuana. It could just be tobacco.
Right.
And they didn't tell us that. And so I was like, fuck it. Let's take it on the plane on the way back. Let's just see. And of course they didn't fucking care.
No.
Because the Oregon ones are like, this is marijuana, drugs, TSA, look at this. And the ones in Vegas are just like, oh, it's just a pen. Fuckers. Assholes.
Yeah, but like...
Always a scheme out there.
Always.
Yeah, but like...
Fun city, though. Like, I had a blast.
You're doing a public service with that right now, though.
No, but seriously, yeah, if you go to a dispensary in Vegas, you can take it on the plane back because they intentionally, from what I've learned, do not mark that it is a drug. It could just be tobacco. or nicotine.
Speaking of Vegas public service, Booble in the chat, rookies, period, gotta buy your liquor at Walgreens on the Strip.
Didn't see it.
Didn't see the Walgreens?
Nope.
Damn shame.
Saw the orb, though. That thing's wild.
Oh, you saw that creepy orb?
Yeah, the sphere is pretty weird.
Please do tell me about the orb.
It was kind of lame.
So here's my question, because I've seen a bunch of like random clips online. That's what all of us have seen. How often does it actually change?
It was always NBA Summer League when I was there. There was an eyeball, but once it was just either a basketball or Welcome to Vegas. This is the Summer League. But then there was kind of a twitching like Elon Flux eye once.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
Is it cool? Yeah, okay.
I mean it's all right.
Yeah.
But, if I had gone there 4 weeks from now, as opposed to the first week the orb was a thing, I probably wouldn't care. Whatever.
I imagine like staying in a hotel right next to it. It gets really old really quick.
Well, it's really fun. I'm trying to remember what the hotels are that are next to it, but it's pretty.
It's like removed a little.
Yeah, it's removed a little. Little.
All right.
But and my Las Vegas thing is, and I know I can read a map. I know geography, LA to Las Vegas. And I know the Lakers have played a lot of like exhibition games in Las Vegas. It wasn't even just that, and the Summer League started, and NBA Con was there.
There's an NBA Con as well?
Yes, it was the first year of NBA Con. That's where Adam Silver announced the tournament thing in Mandalay. Yeah. And Las Vegas, get over Kobe, man. Like, he didn't play there. Every art exhibit you would go by, everything was Kobe. All these jerseys you would see, and it's more, no shit, because the NBA Summer League and NBA Con was there. Kobe. Kobe didn't play in Las Vegas. He played in Los Angeles. Like, you don't have a team. Rest in peace. Legend. Don't get me wrong, but it was a little weird. It's like every art exhibit is Kobe, or has a Kobe thing in there.
Yeah, we're not beyond the Kobe exploitation period yet, because he's about to be on the cover of 2K again.
Which is fine.
By the way, because his wife and kids are getting all of the money from all of this,
which is great.
More power to him. Absolutely.
I don't want to make this. I don't want to make what I just said an anti-Kobe thing. That day sucked. That was terrible.
No, that's
against the pandemic. It was terrible.
It's against Vegas because
it was just bizarre. I was just like, why? I'm in an aquarium. Why is everyone wearing some sort of a Kobe jersey? Every young person wearing a Kobe jersey. Like, some of you, I'm like, you never saw him play.
Yeah, it's been long enough. Old enough. Yeah.
Yeah. You never saw him play in an 8 jersey. I know that. You weren't born when he played in the 8 jersey.
All right, let's see. We're at like 45 minutes now. Do we want to talk about Pat Fitzgerald at all in Northwestern?
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
Times have changed. You can't do hazing. Scraping your dick on another guy is weird. It was always weird. It's been unacceptable in sports for 15 years now, 10 plus, not 20, but
really long time.
At least 10 plus.
You
can't do that.
And it is kind of crazy that is still a thing, or was still a thing. Because I think most people thought that was removed from sports, that kind of shit, just because like a lot of us are old enough now where we have kids, and the culture is just so much different. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Is a senior football player scraping his dick across a freshman football player because he didn't run fast or showed up late to weightlifting acceptable?
Never has.
Would you like to see it though?
No.
Okay. I thought I had her on the second one.
Yeah, I almost had her. I almost got her.
That one was not out of the issue box. That question. Nope, empty. No, issue box is empty. Yeah.
Are you guys not more surprised at where this happened though? I mean, I could see. You would think Northwestern would be the place, not I would think that some place in the South maybe
That's fair. Northwestern generally viewed historically as like an actual place of higher learning. Like people don't go to Northwestern to play football, but they also hired Pat Fitzgerald, who is a football guy, like one of the classic annoying old football type guys. And clearly that's the culture he created there. So.
And then in retrospect, let's say this happens this same thing happened in an SEC school. Is it the same hammer coming down on the head coach there?
Yes.
The hammer. Hubba hubba. The hammer was coming down on the players, so
on 4 players
come down on the coach.
I think maybe even more so. I think we look at the South a certain way, but Southern universities are fairly liberal, like politically. And so
but football still trumps that.
Yeah. It does and it doesn't. So is the question you're asking, like, if Nick Saban did this, would he get fired?
Essentially, yeah, but I don't think he would have gotten out because
no. He's won 6 titles in Bama. No.
No. Someone
Pat Fitzgerald has gone 3-10, made the Big 12 champion or the Big 10 championship in COVID year, like 2-10 and 1-11 in the last 4 years. He's literally won in the last 4 years. He has 3 of those years. He's won 6 combined games. It's a little different. Saban's won 6 titles at Alabama.
And yet Michael Schill didn't want to fire him right off the bat.
Yeah, but like I was going to say was, I'm pretty sure this whole thing came about because of the student newspaper there. Like,
it did.
Dug into it.
Yep.
And this is at Alabama. This is 100% getting swept under the rug before it hits the presses, let's say.
But the funniest thing about, so I didn't see this on Friday or Thursday when it came out because I was in Vegas. I barely saw it on Sunday when I heard shit was heating up. Didn't see it on Monday. Saw it on Tuesday, and then by yesterday or Tuesday, whatever, he was fired. That one swept above me. I had to catch up. And it was so fucking funny to me that Northwestern, a school, it's like Syracuse, built on obnoxious, we're the journalism capital of the world. And then all these journalists or graduates from Northwestern either scurried or were like Darren Ravel. And they're like, we don't believe him. I don't believe him. I've known Pat Fitzgerald for 30 years. Like, yes, that's your friend. Like,
yeah, what does that say? That says more about you, my guy.
Clouds your judgment, guy. But he's like, it's just one newspaper. You guys pride yourself on journalism. Your students did journalism. You just don't like the journalism. Like, Mike Wilbon didn't say anything. Greeny didn't say anything. All that school loves when these guys hop on. Like, every school does. Like, Neil Everett on SportsCenter, go Ducks. No shit. Ahmad Rashad. But these guys love journalism, and once journalism didn't look good on the guy who's never actually really won anything, but he's been there forever, they're like, nope, not real. Don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Of all people, Darren Ravel too. Like to talk down on real journalism, Darren Ravel of all people. Like because the fact that I love this topic, by the way. I love this conversation. Like, cuz that's what my degree is in. And so the fact that these student journalists were able to talk to the players and former players and get them to open up about this, because this is not something that, having somebody's junk rubbed across you and being humped in a dark room like what happened to these players is not something that they want to talk to people about. Like, I guarantee you that. It's not. Otherwise, they would have come forward a long time ago. And because this is the culture that Fitzgerald had there a long time ago. So the fact that these writers were able to actually get them to talk and then get them to agree for that to actually be on the record is a huge deal. That's fucking journalism, my guys. Like, where's Wilbon? Wilbon's a Northwestern hack. Like, what? Yeah. They're so far removed from any real journalism of any kind that they don't even know what it fucking looks like anymore.
Also, I found out the other day that Darren Ravel is 45.
Wow.
And if you've ever And if you've ever seen the videos of Darren Ravel either suiting up in a Northwestern football uniform, I think playing one-on-one against Kristaps Porzingis, playing at like half speed and running a 20-yard sprint. And these are all like when he was in his late 30s. I would have thought he was in his 50s then.
That's what I thought. That's what I would have said.
You've seen the videos I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He runs like this and his knees are straight the entire time. It's insane. And I don't even get congrats on Ravel. He made generational money. I don't even know what he fucking does. You'll check his Twitter and it's like, Southern Bee and Sachs sold a Babe Ruth baseball for $9,022 in Missouri. What? How is that news?
Does he write does he write an article for the Ringer every like 6 months?
No, he works for like Is he like CNBC? Oh, now he's worked for so many places now I can't quite keep it up. But I'm like, how is this guy making millions of dollars a year to be like, oh, this Shaq McDonald's card sold for $400. In 1997, it was worth $1,100. How is that news? Who cares? I know there's an audience for it, but it's wild. I don't get his.
He's sports Twitter BuzzFeed. People love looking at that shit for some reason.
Everyone loves to crush on him. I get why Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless make $10 million a year. I get it. Don't have to like what they do. I see the path. I don't see the path to Ravel. I don't understand it. Never will. It's very bizarre to me.
He is the equivalent of the YouTube channels where guys like unbox Pokemon cards or trading cards and have, 2 million followers.
Right. It's super niche. I get it. It's just very bizarre to me. I just won't ever understand it.
Yeah, it's like millions of people follow this guy, but I don't know any of them. Is this like a Kevin Bacon thing? Like 6 Degrees is Kevin Bacon or something? I got to know somebody who knows somebody. It's weird. All right, let's do our list. How about that?
All right.
Our list came from our Discord. By the way, join the Discord. Search for Sports Brewery in Discord. Join it. We talk about stuff in there. Our list came from Booble, and it is top 3 most overrated baseball players of all time. And the one he shared that is his, which, not to spoil it because I'm sure he's going to give that in the chat here coming up, is Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, which shout
out to Charles in Phoenix.
A bit of a reach going with old Tony.
My top Tony Gwynn moment, and I'm sure I've said this on here, was visiting my grandparents in Southern California, and he was on every Denny's placard selling rice pilaf.
Rice pilaf at Denny's. Oh,
Tony Gwynn loved rice pilaf, baby, in the 90s.
He loved rice pilaf, he loved his dip, and he loved fucking getting base hits. That's what Tony Gwynn does.
All right, I'll start it off.
All right, do it.
My number 3 most overrated baseball player of all time, Babe Ruth. And it's not just because he only played against exclusively white players. It's because people make it sound like he pitched and hit at the same time. He did not. He pitched for the Red Sox, was a hitter with the Yankees. Overrated. Loser. Babe Ruth, you're a loser.
Not just exclusively white guys, but like really unathletic white guys.
Yeah. He literally played with like plumbers. And guys that made horseshoes in the off season. Like they were in stables pounding out horseshoes for supplemental income.
Speaking of guys who could not run, Babe Ruth could not run. Like you've seen the home run trot like videos. The guy, there's an argument to be made. He was not an athlete. He was unathletic.
There's also an argument to be made that he was black, but that's a rabbit hole people can go down on their own volition. It's out there.
I don't know if I've seen.
Keep your third eye open, guys. He may have segregated the sport before Jackie Robinson. That's all I'm saying.
I might have to go delve into this because.
Oh, have you never looked it down before?
I have not gone.
Babe Ruth. Type in Babe Ruth is black. Have fun. It's a thing.
We might have a new conspiracy theory that is our favorite. Mine still remains that Stevie Wonder can see, but watch the videos. Yeah.
Ebony and Ivory.
Just watch them. Yeah. I love that.
Salt and pepper.
I love
Stevie
that.
and me.
Babe Ruth is black.
I'm definitely gonna deep dive this.
Speaking of Elvis,
Good.
man,
It's fun. It's fun.
Oh, let's go. All right, you want to go?
I'll go. I'm gonna throw. I really wanted to get him in there, but I couldn't. So I'm an honorable mention, Captain Jeter.
Yep.
Not because he's bad. I think he's over. If he didn't have the gajillion titles, he's a fine player. You know, he gets in the Hall of Fame still.
Yeah.
He's not the Yankee legend all Yankee fans
Is
think
he the
is.
Hall of Very Good, Derek Jeter?
Yeah, I mean, he was a fucking slap hitter. I mean, he got 3,000 hits, but...
I mean, I'll just say it. Derek Jeter is my number one all-time overrated baseball player.
I almost...
If he played in Milwaukee, he's Robin Yount.
Yeah.
He's Paul Molitor.
Wade Boggs.
Hall of Famer, but nope, don't care.
I almost...
He's El Capitan! Mr. November!
I almost had Wade Boggs on my list. They're very similar players.
Yeah, but Wade Boggs drank 50 beers from Boston to Seattle, and
I think it was like 70
fried
beers.
chicken. Yeah, so
70 beers.
Yeah, but so my number 3 is Harold Baines. The guy's a Hall of Famer. He played 30 years. I think 1 year he led the league in a category. That's it. He played long enough to hit the milestones.
Yep.
So shit. Ski just took my list. My number 2, I know Braga, you got to go, but I'm just getting out of the way. My number 2 overrated baseball player of all time, Harold Baines. Got in, 20 years after he retired by like the 4th level of electors. 289 career hitter, 384 seasons, 22 and a half or 384 home runs in 22 and a half seasons.
Yeah.
How the fuck is he in the Hall of Fame?
He averaged like 110 hits a year that got him 3. It's
brutal.
It's embarrassing. Yeah.
Terrible.
All right. My number 3 is kind of like a theme with this whole list, and it's 2 teams that are kind of a theme with this whole list, Red Sox and Yankees. It is a combination of Jorge Posada and Jason Varitek. Those guys were not good.
Hey, Posada couldn't throw out Dave Roberts,
especially Varitek.
Yeah.
Is that
Varitek did get with Heidi Watney. That's all I'm saying.
He what?
All I'm saying.
He what?
He got with Heidi Watney.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a deep Nesson cut.
Yes.
No
and
idea what you're talking about.
Captain Varitek, he was a switch hitter. His swing from the left side of the plate was him swinging from the left side of the plate looked like he was reverse gripping hand jobs. That's how bad it was. I don't know why he was a switch hitter. I could swing better lefty than he can.
You guys gotta get on the Twitch stream, man. You gotta watch us. Twitch.tv/abrog87. You're missing everything. Varitek for a career 256 hitter.
He's not a good hitter.
Grinder.
He was a fine defensive catcher.
Captain.
700 RBIs in 15 seasons.
Table setter.
Get out of here. Trash.
Knew what he was doing.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on Posada.
They're not in the Hall of Fame though, so at least they are where they're at.
Fair.
They were good cogs to championship teams. That's their cap.
All right, number 3 is from the chat. From Booble and WCP. Derek Jeter for both of them. All right, what's your 2, Ski?
So my 2 is not a player specific, but is any player that played from, let's say, the mid-90s to the early mid-2000s Rocky players.
Ooh.
So Larry Walker.
Dante Bichette.
The most inflated numbers you could have. Vinny Castillo. Ellis Burks.
These guys at the end.
Yeah. These guys increase, the the biggest inflated stats you can have playing in that Coors Field there. So get him out of here.
I like that.
All overrated.
I like that a lot.
But of course I love like Larry. I love those guys, but
no,
they're not that.
No,
you don't like the Blake Street Bombers as they called them back in the day.
I did, but they weren't that good. If they were at any other ballpark, they hit 25 bombs a year max.
Have you seen Walker's Fu Manchu?
Yes, and he's fan. I love Larry Walker. I said I love him.
Have you ever played MLB All-Star 99 on N64?
Hit all the big dongs with those guys at Coors Field.
Slapping dongs.
Slapping all the dongs.
You know when you loved them is when they were Montreal Expos. That's when you loved them.
No. It's funny how many of them were Expos.
They were.
All those guys you mentioned were Expos.
They were.
Yeah. Okay, my number 2 is Darryl Strawberry.
Ooh, he was so good.
No,
I never watched him play, but he did cocaine.
Yeah.
And I had a really cool poster of him and Eric Davis holding rifles.
Yes.
The Dodgers. They're holding AKs.
I brought it up. There was a big theme of like the early '90s posters where a lot of them were gun related. Mattingly, Eric Davis,
always gun related.
Yeah.
They're all trying to be mobsters, and they have like Tommy
they really
guns.
were.
Yeah.
The Tommy gun, that's what it was. Yeah.
Don Mattingly was in like a pinstripe like gangster suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Darryl Strawberry, career .259 hitter. Never had more than 39 home runs in a season. 100 plus RBIs 3 times in his career.
I would not say Strawberry is overrated. I would say
17 years.
He just fucked a career over.
He played 17 years. Did you know that?
It's a long time.
I would have guessed he played like 8 or 9 seasons. But he actually had a long career.
Yeah, you got to see how many games he might have missed for being like rehab or getting in trouble off. So,
my god,
people don't remember the Dodger years.
He was on a poster with Brett Butler.
How do those guys?
Butler on a poster.
What do they have anything in common of?
They were triple threats. That's what the poster says.
Brett Butler.
What was Brett Butler a single threat of?
Yeah, what?
Stealing bases, bunting. I don't know.
Fielding grounders. I mean, what are these threats?
That is a good poster.
He had it.
Strawberry on top of the Hollywood sign.
He had a legit swing and leg kick. So,
you guys remember when Strawberry was exiled because of cocaine and came back with the St. Paul Saints in the Independent League? It was just dropping bombs.
Oh yeah.
And then I think the Yanks signed him, or maybe it was the Giants. I think it was the Giants. Then he went to the Yanks, but yeah, he played for the St. Paul Saints for like 6 weeks and just dropped dick because it's the St. Paul Saints.
Yeah,
that's gotta be wild being famous for cocaine.
Him and Doc.
Yeah, that's what they're known for.
At least Straw is off it. Doc is still.
Yeah,
not in
unfortunately not in good shape.
All right, let's see. 2s from the chat. From Booble, Don Mattingly. From WCP, Mariano Rivera?
No.
You can't pick Rivera. He's got a saves record.
I mean, Eric Gagne was probably better, but
for Rivera, he threw one pitch pretty much and got everyone out.
But it was a really good one.
I thought you were doing that that's why he's overrated. Because he just throw a change.
He threw one pitch. It was a cutter.
The cutter.
Cutter.
That's all he threw. Just 98% was just cutter.
Nobody can hit it.
Cutter on your hands? You don't want that cutter on your hands?
No, you don't.
That's the point. That's why he's the best closer ever. Yeah.
You don't want, Qatar has blood on their hands, and you don't want that Rivera cutter on your hands. It's just
Rivera's cutter was so good he made Roy Halladay a Cy Young pitcher. That's how good his cutter was. He taught Roy Halladay to throw with his cutter. Yeah. And he won Cy Youngs. And then he died. End of story.
On meth. Yeah. Flying a plane over an ocean.
Was he on meth?
Some sort of amphetamines.
I didn't know that.
Some kind.
I did not.
He could have found some old greenies in a ballpark.
Yeah, actually, I don't mean to make light of it. His story at the end is actually incredibly sad.
I didn't know that
depression
part of the story.
and
yeah. Wow.
Depression and couldn't remember stuff and
oh man.
Yeah.
No good.
Nope.
Let's see. So we're to number ones. Is it you or me, Ski?
I think it's me. Since King's number one was a Yankee, my number one is also a Yankee, and that is Roger Maris.
That is also my number one.
If Roger Maris does not hit 61 home runs in a season, nobody knows who the fuck he is to this day.
Sounds like Aaron Judge, am I right?
I mean, it could be here. We'll see how.
Stay tuned.
You break your toe and you miss
They're
the rest of the
missing the
season.
playoffs this year.
Oh, well, apparently they're the front runners to get Ohtani right now.
No, they're not. Ohtani is not going to the East Coast. Get out of here. It's not happening.
Just for this season in a trade.
Yeah.
Not signing next season, but yes, this season.
Roger Maris, 260 career hitter.
Great average these days.
Out of the 61 home runs for his career, he hit 275. That's not good. That's not a good baseball player. It's not.
I would love to know.
It's an okay player, but it's not. We should not know who the fuck he is still anymore.
There should not be movies made about him.
Nope. Fucking
Period.
Billy Crystal just ruining us with these terrible baseball movies.
And isn't Billy Crystal a Mets fan? Why is he?
Yeah,
making,
he's a baseball guy and he's old.
He's a Mets fan.
Famously,
Legend of Curly's Gold.
From City Slickers, famously. Yeah.
I love looking at this list of guys who have hit more homers than Roger Maris.
I'm sure there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Ron Gant at 320.
Love Ron Gant.
Jay Bruce, 319.
Go Reds.
Oh my God. This is hilarious.
Jay Bruce hit more than 300. I love that. It's a good stat.
Reggie Smith, 314. Raul Ibanez, 305.
Right. By the way, number one, while you're getting those, number ones from the chat, Booble said, obviously, Anthony Keith Gwynn Sr., and then WCP said Babe Ruth. Probably the most overrated
Josh Donaldson
figure.
has more career home runs than Roger Maris.
I could not get behind the Tony Gwynn thing.
I can't.
He's
really
a career 340 hitter with
Pat
9.
Burrell, 292. Rusty Staub, 292 career home runs. Fun list.
Good list.
That's great. You got any more for us before we bounce out of here?
Oh, we can bounce out. Garrett Anderson, 287.
That's it.
Feels like a real slap hitter, Garrett Anderson.
Garrett Anderson.
It was a double guy, I always thought.
Also, Frank Thomas only had 286.
Really?
That seems wild. Well, no.
That's wrong.
This is for a white Frank Thomas.
There you go.
My bad.
A different Frank Thomas. I was like, he had
Ryan Zimmerman, more home runs than Roger Maris.
Tell me BJ Surhoff's on there.
I don't think so. I think you're getting a little...
Fuck.
Good job. Good effort.
Dante Bichette, only one home run behind Roger Maris.
Oh.
And
Jorge Posada has as many career home runs as Roger Maris, 275.
Make a movie about him.
Ryan Klesko has more career home runs than Roger Maris.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, okay.
All right, guys. Movie on Sunday. Rocky 4. It's on Netflix.
Eric Lee.
Watch
Eric
it.
Lee.
Listen to us talk about it on Sunday.
Tino Martinez.
Which Martinez?
Tino
Martinez.
Yogi Berra has almost 100 more career home runs than Roger Maris. Yogi Berra, Roger Maris, loser.
And that is your takeaway from this week's episode of the podcast. Roger Maris, loser.
Mike Trout, only 368. Kind of surprising.
What a bum.
Babe Ruth Black. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
from this week,
Babe Ruth Black. Yep.
Aramis Ramirez over 100 more career home runs than Roger Maris.
Roger Maris, overrated. Babe Ruth, black. See you next week.